Okay.
extent of their
Well,
power as
apparently
I
we
do,
had to
then
restart
you'd
the episode
understand what I'm saying.
because
All
that
right,
is a
we'll
bug
do
that
it
you
your
can't
way.
get back into the
One more
bedroom
thing.
from the balcony.
If they find you in
So,
possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you
now I
don't
gotta
get
go
caught with it.
fucking.
Then run and meet me on the wharf.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed.
Now I gotta go
Do
back
you
and find all those
understand?
papers and
Perfect.
stuff again.
Good. And go talk to Piaggi. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
Sucks. I don't remember.
A fragment of amber.
Fragment of Ember. Alright. Go find all this shit again. Alright, so I had to find all those damn papers and stuff again. I can't remember exactly where they were. So, back to searching. I think a lot of them were on that first floor. We know where Piaggi is, so. There was another thing somewhere. I could be wrong. Yeah, it was right there. That was Thorn.
Amber. Amber crystals.
I didn't see that other
Chronicles
one.
of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
That's already a plus. Sweet. One was over here, I believe. See, that was mine.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
Hard to kill time on this island. Nothing ever happens. Gets a bit boring, don't you think?
Are you joking, my friend? I'm sure you're just being ironic.
Yes and no. It's true that the manor is full of books and works of art. Unfortunately, the subjects are restricted to Lord Mortimer's specific tastes. The Crusades, religion.
Yes, that's true.
By the way, have you noticed the representations of the Holy Lance he's got all over the place?
No. It was the last thing in my mind, to be honest.
Oh, well, that's a pity. I would have enjoyed chatting about it, as I would have done with my mother.
See you later.
Luckily, it shouldn't take me long to get back to where I was because I don't have to run around that often. do gotta search everything thoroughly because I don't remember where stuff was. Cool, I'm gonna use one of those then.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
You are not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
His nose is bleeding.
So you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus, are you?
No, I was wondering about it myself.
Oh, Louis. It's even worse than I thought. I believe you when you say you only come to find out more. But in that case, it means that Sarah didn't even tell you the point of it all. Because, believe me, you are looking for it. You are looking for the lance. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
No, you are the first I've spoken to about it, Your Eminence.
Come now, Louis. Are you quite sure of that?
Yes, my mother knows about it.
Of course, Sarah. Who else?
Briefly with President Washington.
What does he know exactly?
Absolutely nothing. He advised me to speak to Mr. von Wollner.
Very well. Is that all?
No one else.
What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
I need it.
Why?
You won't understand.
Try me, Louis.
I need to protect myself with it.
Louis, I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus. You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance did indeed pierce the side of the Messiah. His blood gushed out, covering the head of the lance. It was covered in the blood of Christ.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are welcome. Be careful, Louis. You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't delve too deeply into her delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she is frantically trying to drive away are in her own mind. Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
Okay. Can't find the other shit that we already found before. Oh yeah, I gotta go back in. There's this one right here. What's that say
Close.
Yeah.
The Miller Brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Check out his. Can't go back in there. So I guess I'll go.
Ah, Francois Premier. The Song of Roland. Roland Amber Crystals.
Damn. All the shit I've missed. I'll come back. I don't want to go in there yet.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
He's got work to do.
Dear Monsieur. All right. I've retrieved everything. Great. Honey.
Alright. Alright, see. Trying to get back to where it was.
Amber Crystals.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris.
It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. It shouldn't be lying around.
Dear friend,
Remember if there's anything in here worth getting.
Dear E.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. Queen Charlotte. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily.
A devil's thorn. To be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Definitely not going out any fucking balcony doors. That's for sure. That's mine.
The Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself. Carmelite water will give me a little reprieve. My dear Giuseppe.
Hell yeah.
Amber crystals.
I should use the Carmelite or whatever the fuck it is.
My dear Elizabeth. June 11th. August 24th.
Okay. Now I think we're back where we were. Still missing that. I don't remember where it was.
Chinese coin. It seems like he isn't here. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. Golden elixir. What a mess. Looks like Volnor was interrupted. It looks a lot like straw. And he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. straw on his desk, as if to protect something fragile. Yes, someone must have packed something away here. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. I've seen occult inscriptions like this before. They're not very common. As a matter of fact, I've only seen them once before, around the Lock of Al-Azif. Looks a lot like straw, and he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. Yes, it's definitely a drawing of the Lock of Al-Azif. Volner must have kept a copy. Look, a blotter. And apparently it's been used recently. I wonder what Volner was going to write. It's smudged. It's not all legible. I can make out the signature though, and leave as Azif planned landing stage. So Volner is going to leave Al-Azif at the landing stage, isn't he? Golden elixir. Chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Volner. So, let's see what Volner has in his bookcase. A few works on religions, 2 scientific essays about human thought. Most of these works are on alchemy. Longini Militis Fabulum. Ah, what have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Volner has done everything he can to get information about that lance. I'd better keep this one, though.
Drishe?
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What are you doing in my room?
Sir, perfect timing. I was looking for you.
You were looking for me? Well, here I am. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you might help me.
You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the holy lances.
What's the matter? You seem completely panicked at the idea I might be interested in this relic.
No, that's not true.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid.
You know Mortimer's got it, so you're not worried that I'd give it back to him.
What are
So
you?
why are you so terrified of me being able to find it?
You have no idea what it is you're looking for. What are you playing at, Richer? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
Ah, I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about?
But calm yourself, goddammit. You're the one I'm trying to help.
What? What?
I heard you talking with His Eminence, and it seemed to me that this story about the lances had put you in a tight spot. I was only trying to be helpful.
But why didn't you tell me straight away?
Seeing as I hadn't found it, I didn't want to commit myself too quickly. If I failed, I would look like a beginner.
I understand, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me. But please, excuse me. I got a little bit
carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
That is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later. I managed to get the biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians, the fish.
Alright, I'm gonna go downstairs, see if I can find that. It's clearly down there. Was it in here? I don't remember.
Golden Elixir, consumed without the Last Supper, by Leonardo da Vinci. The last day before his crucifixion, Jesus announces that he will be betrayed by one of his disciples. Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. Christ Crucified by Velasquez. Look, someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alcudia.
I found that paper again.
A drachma. Honey, the remedy of the gods. A Greek drachma, one of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and honey. I couldn't have hoped for better.
I gotta find that paper again.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Would have had to been in here. That's what I thought. Hmm.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
Over here. Oh, man. Break. sure where anything is anymore.
Dante's Paradise.
Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortar world must ripen in our rays. A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Well, cool then.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Alright, let's go to his study.
Saint Longinus. Let's take a closer look at his lance. It is shaped like a leaf, like the real lance, maybe. How can I be sure? No, this is too easy. Mortimer's trying to throw me off the track again. It seems too visible to be true. Impossible not to see the statue on first glance, given its size. And Mortimer has no interest in making the shape of the true lance so easy to see.
I think the statue does represent Longinus, armed with a lance that wounded Jesus, the Holy Lance. How can I find out if this is an exact representation? There's no way of being certain of it. Chinese coin.
Adoration of the Shepherds with Saints Longinus and John. Giulio Romano, 1534. Longinus is holding the Holy Lance in his left hand, and I'll bet he's holding the sponge soaked in holy blood in the other hand. Yes! Here we can see that the Holy Lance is represented in the shape of a spear. I better make sure I check this twice. It's a work that dates from the Renaissance. There's nothing to say that it's not based on erroneous elements. This work is an order from Lord Mortimer. All the details have been conceived with a specific goal in mind. Upon closer examination, you can see that even the style clashes with that of most of the other works in the manor. No, if Mortimer has taken special care as the conception and the exhibition of this painting in his study, in the same way as for the Nightmare painting, it must be of some significance. And that is indeed the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape. There's only one way of being sure. I'll have to find other clues that will confirm this information.
Amber crystals. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Oh, he's gone now.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
I'm back on the trail of my mother again. I don't have time to explain, but would you know anything about the Holy Lance?
That's good news. But be careful, Louis. You might end up getting noticed.
Do you know anything or not?
No, I regret I don't. But why not ask von Wallner? Theology is his field, after all.
That's an idea.
That was a waste.
In that case, I'll try and find him.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
You're right. Thanks for everything, Mr. President.
See you later.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Yeah. What they got out to do? Go pick a here.
Daddy?
Awesome.
Flavius Aetius. I remember. He was the Roman general who defeated Attila and his hordes in the terrible battle of the Catalonian plains. Flavius Aetius, the one they call the last of the Romans. He was assassinated by his own emperor, who was jealous of all his victories. But how did he end up here? Flavius Aetius. It was cut a long time ago. You can tell by the rough hacks of the tool and the patina of the stone. This sarcophagus is very ancient. I'd say it's several centuries old.
Cool. Just
Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip. We can see that this lance has a leaf shape, and, well, it's in gold. I can see that a crucifix is engraved on the tip, just barely visible. Let's take a look at this lance here. It has a very special leaf shape. It is copper rimmed, and I can see a fish symbol engraved on the tip. I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can just make out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip. I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take? This lance has a leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. The symbol of the Christian fish is engraved on the tip. Great. Honey. I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is clearly made of iron, and I can make out a sun engraved on the tip. The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. Let's see what we can find here. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. great. Now let's see what's inside. The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. Let's see what we can find here. Ha! Great. Now let's see what's inside.
Go figure out the Book of Judas.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The Gospel of St. John is the most detailed on the subject of the crucifixion. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me? The medieval Hermetic traditions evoked the idea of using noble materials for relics, which the monasteries often made themselves in order to attract pilgrims. Of course, they had to inspire greatness. So here, we might think of gold, whereas a centurion could not have hoped for anything better than copper at the time. The true lance would not have been a luxurious weapon. The name of the Roman soldier who killed Christ never appears in the biblical canon. Yet, it is said that he was a centurion and was called Longinus. The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The four Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. Ah, there. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs. But one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me?
I'm gonna check all this shit over here and let it look.
This sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. Clemens III. Clément III in French. How come his tomb ended up here and not in the Vatican? That was the Pope from the Middle Ages who inspired the Third Crusade. He gave the Roman people the power to elect their magistrates. This sarcophagus is beautifully made, but ancient. Stone is marked by the passage of time, but it's really well preserved. This one has no name. I wonder who it was for.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Oh, Lord. Whoops. I didn't find everything. That sucks.
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
Alright. So we'll stop it here. Alright. That does it for part 1 of episode 4. Since I had to replay it all.